You're watching the News Hour first.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you've had a safe Diwali and have recovered from not just the hustle and bustle of Diwali, but also the quality of air. I live in the very heart of India, our national capital, the pride of India. But look at Delhi today. It's not known as a smart city or for our history and heritage. Today it is known as the most polluted city in the world, with an average AQI of 430. That's right. Swiss group IQ Air has given this distinction to Delhi after a manic day of Parali fires and Diwali Patakhas. Today, our national capital has been globally shamed. Our iconic landmarks are slowly disappearing, not just in the haze. The India Gate, the nation's tribute to our martyrs today, their martyrdom is wearing a white shroud of smog. Rajghat, the memorial of our love and respect for the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Today, a toxic smoke has engulfed it. The Akshardham temple, the world's largest Hindu temple, but this engineering and cultural marvel today is obscured by haze. AIIMS, our premier institute, is no better. Clouded by toxic smog, the doctors are rushing to attend to patients complaining of breathlessness. At midnight, the AQI meter stopped at 999 in Okhla simply because there are only 3 digits it can go up to. If there was a 4th digit space, then maybe it would have crossed to God knows what levels. RK Puram, Anand Vihar, Dwarka and several other locations in Delhi read the same, 999, because the whole scale can't go above this. But that's because the AQI meter doesn't have these readings. That's the maximum level hazardous air can hit. The Supreme Court has already banned crackers this year. It has also wrapped the state government, saying that their inability to stop pollution is nothing but murder of citizens. It also warned that this is your job, do it. But are they doing what we elected them to do? And who's to blame? The Delhi government for its inaction, or the governments of the neighboring states for rampant Parali burning? Or is it our fault? Why are people bursting crackers despite a ban? Unfortunately, it's back to political fireworks where blame game goes up in smoke. Watch how the Honorable Delhi Environment Minister blames crackers while the BJP accuses the Kejriwal government of being anti-Sanatan and anti-Hindu.
ये बात सामने आई है कि दिल्ली के अंदर बहुत सारे लोगों ने पटाखे नहीं जलाए, लेकिन कुछ जगहों पर टारगेटेड तरीके से पटाखे फोड़े गए और बड़ी मात्रा में फोड़े गए। बात केवल दिल्ली पुलिस की नहीं है, हरियाणा पुलिस की भी है, उत्तर प्रदेश पुलिस की है। तीनों जगह की पुलिस भाजपा के पास है। और रात में क्या हुआ ये छुपा नहीं है, जबकि सामान्य तौर पर लोगों ने पटाखे नहीं जलाए, कंसंट्रेटेड एरिया में पटाखे जलाए गए,
क्योंकि ये सत्य सनातन संस्कृति को, उनको ये दिक्कत है कि दिवाली इतनी धूमधाम से कैसे मन रही है भारत में। इनका बस चले तो कह दे दिया भी मत जलाओ। और मेरा मानना है कि दिल्ली में पटाखे ना के बराबर बजे हैं, और रीजन पटाखे सबसे ज्यादा नहीं है, रीजन वो है जिसके कारण दिवाली के बाद जितनी एक्यूआई है उससे ज्यादा पहले एक्यूआई रही है।
An IIT Delhi study from 2022 showed that more than firecrackers, Parali burning made air poor after Diwali. Researchers found that the metal content in PM 2.5 levels rose by 1100% no less during Diwali, and that fireworks alone accounted for 95% of the metal. But the impact of fireworks reduced within 12 hours. In the following days, there was a massive rise in organic pollutants, which suggested Parali burning as the main culprit. In fact, data by the Punjab government, which of course is ruled by the Aam Aadmi Party itself, admits that there were 987 farm fires recorded on Diwali day itself. This was over 9 times the number of Parali burnings on Saturday. While Aam Aadmi Party absolves Punjab's Parali fires, the opposition lashes out at the selectivity. Listen in to the war of words.
If there is one government that has been proactively taking effective measures to ensure that not just Delhi but other bordering states also have less polluted air, it is the central government. We all know Arvind Kejriwal is a living example of a corrupt chief minister. He is only interested in making money.
Obviously, there was a lack of will and there was no enforcement in order to enforce that order. And therefore, the Supreme Court should call all the states and really ask them why this order was not enforced.
So the legitimate question we are asking on the Newshour tonight: does citizens' health matter at all to these politicians, or is everything only about politics? That's the question and that's the debate. Coming up on the other side.
You're watching the Newshour First. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining me on the debate tonight, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, Rahul Ishwar, activist, Vimlenduja, environmentalist, Sanjeev Kaushik, political analyst, supports the Aam Aadmi Party. Dr. Akashdeep Muni, political analyst, supports the Aam Aadmi Party. Tehseen Poonawalla joins us tonight from Pune. He's, of course, keeping himself safe from the Delhi air. Political analyst, supports the Congress party. But my first question goes to Shehzad Poonawalla, national spokesperson of the BJP. And Shehzad Poonawalla, my question to you is this. Blame game, Parali fires, everything is all right. But where does the buck stop? That is what citizens of Delhi really want to ask, because there is a Supreme Court order. It has to be implemented by the police. But the Aam Aadmi Party says Haryana, UP police to be blamed. Of course, not a word on the Punjab Parali fires, which were the highest number of Parali fires on Diwali day itself. That clearly isn't to blame. Where do you stand on this?
Navika, if the buck has to stop somewhere, first we have to identify what is the real reason which is behind the pollution. And the fact of the matter is that today, when we are talking, just 1 week ago, and I'm only going to quote facts on the show, taking a leaf out of Anand Ranganathan's book. Last Monday, AQI 354 overall. Last Sunday, 410. Last Saturday, 504. I don't think any Hindu was bursting crackers last Saturday, Sunday or Monday. So therefore, firecrackers are not responsible. What is responsible for making Delhi a gas chamber? Primarily it is, as per Mr. Kejriwal's 2018 statement, Punjab's Parali in this window of period where it contributes about 45%. And by the way, who's violating the Supreme Court orders? Twice the Supreme Court has come down heavily on Punjab Parali being burnt, but still yesterday and day before, we have seen 900,000 incidents of Parali burning. Overall in this season, 24,000 plus incidents of Parali burning. Mr. Kejriwal said that in 1 year I will control the Parali burning. It has gone up by 740%, but that is actually not the real reason. Let me tell you what the real reason of pollution in Delhi is, for which 9 years have passed, nothing has been done. 35% road dust. You remember the promise of sweeping of the roads by mechanized vacuum cleaners? Where are those vacuum cleaners? You and I, Navika, stay in South Delhi. Have you ever in your life seen a mechanized vacuum cleaner? And today MCD is in hands of Mr. Kejriwal. Secondly, vehicular pollution. Navika, the central government gave metro. The central government gave Eastern-Western Peripheral Expressway, because of which 30-40,000 trucks are going outside Delhi. But tell me, what have they done for vehicular pollution to curb that? The last mile connectivity or the buses? Today Delhi needs 13,000 buses. We have 7,000 buses, and that too, those buses, they keep breaking down because corruption has been done. They don't fix the buses. Thirdly, industrial and construction pollution. How many polluting industries and construction areas have been challaned over the last 2 months, 3 months, 4 months or 6 months for polluting Delhi? No answer. Biomass burning that happens in Delhi. These are the major causes of pollution in Delhi. But Navika, as usual, Arvind Kejriwal and his ilk will blame everybody. Haryana, UP, Centre, Hindus, but they won't take the accountability on themselves. I have a final question, Navika. Forget everything else. Yamuna was supposed to be cleaned by 2020. Then in 2020 he says it will be cleaned by 2025. Usme kisne kaun dakal andazi ki? Yamuna cleaning was solely his prerogative. He got 6,000 crores from the center. Where is that money? So clearly Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party's polluted politics is responsible. And today they are taking no accountability. By the way, last statement. Where is that bio decomposer, Navika? You remember Mr. Kejriwal said bio decomposer छिड़क देंगे. दिल्ली में तो छिड़क दिया है. पंजाब में छिड़क देंगे. पंजाब की पराली का समस्या पूरा खत्म हो जाएगा. 23 करोड़ रुपए उसके विज्ञापन पर खर्च हुए. स्मोक टावर्स तो 8 महीने तक चल नहीं रहा था. मैं गया वहां पर तब स्मोक टावर शुरू किया. आप मुझे बताइए कि ऑड इवन स्कीम के बारे में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्या कहा कि इट इज अ बैंडेड लाइक situation when we need surgery. So the last 9 years of collective failure of Arvind Kejriwal is responsible for what is happening. Firecrackers is just a convenient scapegoat. By the way, firecrackers तो न्यू ईयर में भी बजते हैं. ये न्यू ईयर के firecrackers सेक्युलर होते हैं क्या?
Well, situation of pollution clearly is much worse at this point in time. I don't know the scientific reason. Maybe Anand Ranganathan can talk about the difference between November and December cracker burning. But Akashdeep Muni, क्या हाल कर दिया आपने दिल्ली का? जो सिर्फ सांस लेना चाहता है वो सांस नहीं ले सकता. बच्चे, बूढ़े, जिनको आस्मा हो उनका तो पूछिए ही मत. और फिर अभी शहजाद पूनावाला जी कह रहे हैं कि अगर कोई डूब के मरना भी चाहे तो यमुना में पानी भी साफ नहीं है. Where do citizens really go? Who do they complain to? They go to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court bans crackers and also tells you to take care of Parali. But on Diwali day, maximum number of Parali fires, 987, which is several times higher than one day before. तो क्या आपने इंस्ट्रक्शंस दिए थे? आप कह रहे हैं बीजेपी ने इंस्ट्रक्शंस दिए सबको कि क्रैकर्स जलाइए. तो क्या आम आदमी पार्टी ने इंस्ट्रक्शंस दिए थे पंजाब में कि पराली फायर सबसे ज्यादा दिवाली वाले दिन होने चाहिए? और आपकी पॉलिटिक्स के लिए क्या आम आदमी बस घुट के मर जाए?
You know, Navika ji, I don't know from where Shehzad Poonawalla ji is quoting the figures. I'll quote the figures of Central Pollution Control Board, CPCC. And as per the Central Pollution Control Board, on Sunday morning, 7 a.m., the average AQI was 202. These are Central Pollution Control Board figures. And on Monday morning, that is today, the AQI was 305, average I'm talking about. So, in one day, there has not been so much Parali burning that AQI will go 100 odd points up. It was because of the Delhi firecrackers. And one thing about the Hindu, non-Hindu, New Year versus Diwali thing. Is the Supreme Court also considering only Diwali to be a target and not New Year to be a target? It was Supreme Court who has taken all these facts into consideration, after which the Supreme Court banned firecrackers. And we have seen the Bharatiya Janata Party leaders in Delhi tweeting that this is a democracy when we have the freedom when we break firecracker ban and we burn firecrackers. You know, why I am unable to understand why this is blockheaded attitude of this Bharatiya Janata Party people who are just polluting the environment and then saying that why the pollution is happening. And one last point, Shehzad Poonawalla was talking about the smoke towers. You know, it was Ashwini Kumar, the DPCC chairman, after whom, when he came, after which the smoke towers were closed down. He did not pay IIT Delhi 2 crore amount for the smoke towers in Anand Vihar and Connaught Place. Why they are not questioning DPCC chairman Ashwini Kumar? Why they are questioning only the Delhi government? They should have asked the LG to be removed, as the Kejriwal government has said that through the Environment Minister. And one thing, I am telling you, Navika ji, today everybody will talk about rhetoric, including Anand Ranganathan ji, not facts. Facts only is told by me, which is, see, there has been...
He hasn't even started speaking and you have already blamed him for, speaking in rhetoric and not facts. You know, this is called being scared of even ghosts. You're probably seeing ghosts somewhere, Akashdeep Muni, but Anand Ranganathan, now that he's mentioned your name, let me draw you in. Anand Ranganathan, citizens of Delhi are mere TT balls. रैकेट दोनों हाथ में है, बस citizens के साथ you can just keep playing TT, bounce them from one side of the table to the other. Ultimately, the basic fact is no air to breathe, and you can keep blaming either crackers or Parali. Nobody is going to do anything about it. Is that the conclusion?
Good evening, Navika, and good evening to my fellow panelists, especially to my wonderful friend, Dr. Muni. I have 4 or 5 points to make, Navika, and they're very serious points.
I hope they are not rhetorical and they are factual.
No, I speak only facts. Point number 1 is, Navika, if I was the Chief Justice of India, I would have, without blinking an eye, thrown Mr. Kejriwal and Mr. Bhagwant Mann into jail for contempt of Supreme Court order of 2020 that said even if there is one farm fire, we will take the entire Punjab administration to task and everyone would be behind bars. So I would throw them in jail. But if I was the President of India, I would throw jail. I would first for not caring about his, and secondly, the fact of the matter is, Navika,
you're saying this at your own peril. The channel and the anchor take no responsibility for the statement being made by Dr. Anand Ranganathan, because we feel there are some institutions where some respect should stay, because as far as politics is concerned, we say whatever we feel like, but at least the institution of the Supreme Court should be left out of this politics, Anand Ranganathan. But
no doubt, I have tremendous respect for the Supreme Court. I would respectfully, that is what I mean to say. Because what is he doing? He, along with every politician, is playing with not just our lives. We don't care, our 3/4, maybe more of our lives are done for. Every day, 932 babies are born in Delhi. Navika, they are breathing the same air. 10 days ago, the AQI was 999. Was there Diwali then? Dr. Akashdeep Muni is talking about something that is not relevant to facts at all. Let me just give you the facts and only the facts. 21.5% of Delhi pollution is to do with weather patterns and the way the air is blowing. 35 to 40% of Delhi pollution is to do with the fact of Parali burning in Punjab and Haryana, mostly Punjab. An area of 17,000 square kilometers has been on fire over the past 20 days, continuously, right next to Delhi. 35 million tons of Parali has been burned. These are not facts enough for you. Let me give you one more fact about Dr. Muni and Kejriwal trying to have now implement odd-even scheme that Shehzad rightly says Supreme Court has said is a band-aid. Only 2% of vehicular pollution, car pollution is responsible for the Delhi pollution. So odd-even will bring it down to just 1%. These people should be behind bars for not addressing the Punjab Parali burning. That Kejriwal is on record saying that is the primary responsible thing for factor for Delhi pollution. But then Congress was ruling Punjab. That is what Kejriwal said. And immediately after AAP came to power, they are saying Punjab is too far off. Punjab is not responsible. Shehzad might show you the video of Kejriwal saying on record that Punjab is responsible, Parali burning is responsible. And he is right. That is responsible. But rather than looking at what he can do, what Punjab can do, what Supreme Court must implement, we are looking at stopgap arrangements, and people like Tehseen Poonawalla run away to Pune for clean air without worrying about us poor Delhiites here.
Well, before I get in Tehseen Poonawalla, let me get in Vimlendu Jha, who's the environmentalist on the panel. Vimlendu Jha, what is it really that we need to blame? Because these days, it's only about a blame game. One side blames the other. So how do we educate the citizens on who they really need to blame on this situation of the Delhi air quality? Because that's what it boils down to. Every Diwali we have this argument, Pataka versus no Pataka, anti-Hindu versus pro-Hindu. The issue really here is that even Hindu people who have asthma are dying, because the air quality is so bad. So what do you do? What do you do, and what are the real reasons, at least this year, if you can throw some light on that?
Absolutely, Navika. So for, two things first. One is, there's no point blaming anybody anymore because we are tired of blaming our political, dispensation for last 10 years. We've only seen everyone blaming the other. And the other very important point is that right to breathe is more paramount or is more important than right to practice your religion or right to burst firecrackers. So that's very, very important. Now let's come to the science of air pollution or data around air pollution. A lot of points that Shehzad talked about or Mr. Anand talked about are right, but we need to understand that everything contributes to Delhi's air mess that we are in. There are episodic sources of pollution and there are perennial sources of pollution. Indeed, Delhi is a polluted city 365 days. Delhi government lies when it actually takes credit for a clean air or a cleaner air and says Delhi's air has improved over years. Delhi's air has not improved. Delhi's air is as pathetic, as toxic as it was. Well, there has been some marginal improvement and some days we get better air because of weather gods, because of wind direction or wind speed or sometimes the difference in temperature and humidity and so on and so forth. So we have to understand that if we talk about Delhi's air has to be the responsibility of Delhi government, and they have completely failed in taking care of Delhi's air. The perennial sources of Delhi's pollution, which is vehicular pollution, as Shehzad said, there's a deficit of more than 6,000 buses. We talk about construction, demolition activities and roadside dust, which is again around 30 to 35%. There's open burning of garbage. Most of the landfills of Delhi are actually on fire. So many of these are the perennial sources, but at the same time, the episodic sources of pollution, which might only happen for a day, that happened in the case of Diwali fire burning, and it is criminal on the part of everyone who bursts firecrackers because it is not about their joy or their celebration or their Sanatan. It is about that little child that they threw away, that they actually pushed in terms of their lung, the next lung that gets stunted. That responsibility could be 1%, could be 0.5%, could be 5%, also goes to everyone who did not apply their brain and thought that bursting firecrackers and burning chemicals was how you please your God or get Ashirwad from your God. Then we have to look at the regional issue. Air shed or air doesn't have a political boundary. The pollution that you actually do in Gurgaon or in Faridabad or in Ludhiana or perhaps in other parts, depending on which direction is the wind blowing, all of that affects the entire air shed. So in fact, if you look at yesterday's data, there are many cities in the Indo-Gangetic plain that are polluted. Indeed, Anand, when he talks about that air quality was 999 10 days ago, and of course I have been on several shows with him. Yes, it is but that's also 30% of it or 20% of it is because of Parali burning, and Parali burning needs to stop completely because for 15-20 days, almost 30% of pollution load is because of Parali burning. But the other sources, where is the central minister? We do not know. I have not heard a single word last 15 days from the Union Environment Minister. No, most of the country doesn't even know his name in that sense. When we are talking about political bickering, an issue like this that affects everybody's life, when we talk about for 10 years AQI of 999, what's the responsibility of respective states, of municipalities and the central government? They don't convene any meeting. See, as a citizen, as a breathing citizen, as a citizen who perhaps wants a better longevity or a life and don't want to die tomorrow or
fair
don't want
point, Vimlendu Jha, but even if the central minister did convene a meeting, do you think the Aam Aadmi Party ministers and the BJP ministers would actually come to a conclusion and a solution? Do you think that would happen, practically speaking, Vimlendu Jha? Let's be realistic.
No. Navika, over years we've seen that every time, as we've seen Arvind Kejriwal being the most dishonest person when it comes to environmental governance in this country. I don't want to question that. You're absolutely right. As Gopal Rai or Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party only look at headline management. They look at the font size and font style of their air pollution ad rather than actually looking at mitigating air pollution. No doubt at all. But what is the role of the central central government too, because India, New Delhi is also the capital, and central government is as responsible, or perhaps more responsible, because pollution is a regional problem.
So let's tackle that issue. Let's tackle that issue, because that is the crux of the problem. That is the crux of the problem. So Sanjeev Kaushik, I want to ask you, Parali burning, hum khatam kar denge, kahan khatam hui hai? And just blaming either the Yogi government or blaming the Haryana government, is that the best the Aam Aadmi Party can do? Because on every other count, whether it is number of buses, whether it is garbage burning, or whether it is construction, or whether it is cleaning of the roads, up to MCD is also with you. The municipality should be working. Nothing works in Delhi. All you do in the end is to blame another government of another state.
बेशक नाविका जी, इस समय दिल्ली के वायु की गुणवत्ता बहुत खराब है और निश्चित तौर पर विपक्षी पार्टियों को इस पर सजग होने की जरूरत है और सरकार को घेरने की भी जरूरत है। लेकिन इस स्तर की राजनीति पॉल्यूशन का सॉल्यूशन नहीं बता के लगातार एक तरफ जहां दिल्ली में पटाखे बैन है, वहां पड़ोसी के राज्यों से भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग जाते हैं, पटाखे लाते हैं और दिल्ली में छोड़ते हैं, और बड़ी बेशर्मी से ये भी कहते हैं कि पटाखे पहले भी छोड़े जाते थे। साहब, पिछले 8 सालों में, कल सुबह से लेकर के दिन तक 8 सालों में सबसे बेहतर वायु गुणवत्ता थी इस महीने के हिसाब से देखा जाए तो। ये केवल और केवल रात में छोड़े गए पटाखों की वजह से स्थिति खराब हुई है।
शायद आपको भी सच्चाई का पता नहीं है। एनवायरमेंटलिस्ट विमलेंदु जब बता रहे हैं, लेकिन आपको सुनाई नहीं दे रहा, समझ नहीं आ रहा कि पटाखे एक दिन की कहानी है, रोज की कहानी कौन सी है? शहजाद पूनावाला, इज दिस डेलिबरेट ब्लाइंडनेस?
मेरी बात पूरी हो जाने दीजिए। मैंने कहा कि कल दिन की बात जो थी और आज सुबह में जिस तरह की स्थिति है, दोनों में अंतर क्यों है, ये बात लोगों को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है क्या?
नाविका जी, नाविका जी, कुछ तथ्यात्मक आंकड़े रखना बेहद जरूरी है। देखिए, पहले तो हवा की स्थिति इसलिए ठीक हुई थी क्योंकि बरसात हुई थी, तो भगवान भरोसे वो ठीक हुआ। दूसरी बात, मैं आपको आज आंकड़ों के साथ, क्योंकि विमलेंदु और आनंद रंगनाथन जैसे लोग बैठे हैं पैनल पर, उनको बहकाया नहीं जा सकता। 8 बजे कल रात को पटाखे जलने शुरू हुए आनंद विहार में। AQI 286 8 बजे, 10 बजे 294, 12 बजे 300, 2 बजे सुबह 291, 8 बजे 312। ओवरऑल AQI इंडेक्स जो अभी मुनि जी ने बताया 303। पिछले सप्ताह ये AQI आनंद विहार का उठा लो 450 से ऊपर था, तब कौन से पटाखे थे? दूसरी बात मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, विमलेंदु जी ने एक बहुत सही बात कही कि माई राइट टू ब्रीथ इज बेटर देन माई इंपॉर्टेंट देन माई राइट टू रिलीजन। बहुत अच्छी बात है। पेड़ कटने से भी तो वायु प्रदूषण होता है ना, तो फिर पेड़ कटना बंद करना चाहिए दिसंबर के एक त्योहार पे। और मुझे बताइए कि एनिमल सैक्रिफाइस से GHG भी बढ़ता है ना, ग्रीन हाउस गैस एमिशन, तो फिर दूसरे का पर्व आता है जहां पर एनिमल सैक्रिफाइस होता है, वो भी बंद करवाते हैं ना। मैं ठीक, इफ वी आर स्टॉपिंग ऑल द फेस्टिवल्स का एनवायरमेंटली डेंजरस प्रैक्टिसेस, आई एम फॉर इट। पर पूरे दिन दिल्ली का पोल्यूशन, जिसका मेन कॉज विमलेंदु ने बताया कि पोल्यूशन है, डस्ट है, व्हीकुलर है, पराली है, उसको निचोड़कर केवल क्रैकर्स को टारगेट करना, और वो भी क्रैकर्स को केवल दिवाली के एक दिन के क्रैकर को। भाई, न्यू ईयर के क्रैकर क्या है? नॉन पोल्यूटिंग है क्या?
Fair point, Tehseen Poonawalla. You can't argue with that logic, because there are many factors that lead to pollution. Only targeting crackers, where it has been proven that in 12 hours it dissipates. It should not be done. People who feel strongly about that are not doing it, but some people want to do it. But the fact is that is very little part of the actual pollution. Why does everything boil down to only the cracker part? Is a logical question raised by Shehzad. Do you think, Akashdeep Muni, it is really only owing to the cracker ban that the entire pollution is resulting from?
No, I don't think that it is only the crackers that are contributing. Even I consider that, yes, Parali is contributing to the pollution. But one point I just want to make, one figure I take from Anand Ranganathan's book. 24,000 he saying till date was the Punjab Parali burning figure. I agree with him. Okay, fine. I have not checked it, I'll tell you. 81,000 was in 2016 when Bharatiya Janata Party was in power in Punjab. So it has come down how many times? 4 times down. It means that 75 to 80% down in after Aam Aadmi Party came into power. ओके नहीं 81,000 था कि नहीं था? नहीं 1 second नहीं, 81,000 था कि नहीं था?
Counters coming in. Akashni Puni, you stepped on a landmine. Anand Ranganathan first and then Shehzad. I'm coming to you. Anand Ranganathan. Anand Ranganathan, why are you throwing a handbag at the camera?
That's the only way I can bribe you to please give me 30 seconds time, Navika. No,
I'm above bribes, sir. Try it with a politician next time.
Acha, theek hai. I'll try Gucci shoes next time. No, Navika, there are 2 points here. My good friend, no, I don't think my good friend, what Dr. Muni has said, deserves any response. So I will not, if he doesn't mind. But what Mr. Vimlendu, my good friend, said actually deserves a very important response. And I think here, I completely agree with Shehzad. We should not have any hypocrisy when it comes to anything related to any festival of any one particular religion. I agree with him. But Vimlendu has said something else. What Vimlendu has said, I want to reiterate with figures. You know, 35 million tons of Parali is burnt in Punjab and Haryana every year. But do you know overall in India, Navika, what the figure is? In that month, 98 million tons. So center has to come in. 54% of all carbon dioxide emissions from all Indian transport, 54% is equivalent to what Parali is burnt in a month. And we are trying to save the planet by saying that diesel से पेट्रोल पे जाओगे, BS4 पे जाओगे, एक महीने में 54% हमने उसका कबाड़ा कर दिया. Who is responsible?
Shehzad,
respond. Responsible.
Shehzad Poonawalla, respond.
Yeah.
Center is also responsible.
Yes. Now, first of all, let me tell you this figure of the incidents of Parali coming down in Punjab vis-a-vis 2016, that is a misnomer because the area in which the farm fires are burning has not come down. That's why Kejriwal government in Punjab does not give the area under fire. It gives the incidents. मतलब कि पहले 40,000 हुए, अब 24,000 हुए, तो देखिए हमने कितनी बड़ी उपलब्धि की. पर भाई 24,000 में ज्यादा एरिया बर्न कर रहे हो, इसीलिए आज स्थिति विकट है. दूसरी बात, आनंद जी knows that while this is an issue across the country, the Parali burning, but this is strictly a state subject. So the center has a very limited way to intervene in this, and therefore we as the center, let me tell you what we have done and what we could do. We have advised all the states to purchase the machines. We have given them funding, especially to Punjab and to Haryana. Haryana is contributing hardly 1,000 incidents. Punjab is contributing much more. We have given them 1,300 crore rupees. Apart from that, in Delhi we have taken the green cover up from 10% to 23%. We have built the metro. We have built the Eastern Western Peripheral Expressway. The CAQM is our giving, which has now implemented Grab 4. All of this center is doing. Delhi government is not doing it. And Punjab government or all the other governments should tell us agriculture is a state subject. What are they doing about Parali? What are they doing about changing crop patterns? Why are they cultivating a crop that absorbs so much water and then...
All right, hands going up again. Hands going up. Anand, I'll have to get in Tehseen Poonawalla first. Tehseen, the question is, if you want crackers to be stopped, then let's talk about all religions, as Shehzad said. And number two, let's not just talk about crackers simply because that is a minuscule part of the overall pollution problem. Why are we skirting away from the real problem?
Navika, at the onset, a very happy belated Diwali to you, to all the viewers of Times Now, and to all my fellow panelists. And yes, I am in Pune because I have a just born baby and I'm not going to expose him to the pollution in Delhi or in North India. Navika, I quote Times of India, you may fact check me, the 10 most polluted cities in India. Arvind Kejriwal's New Delhi, Faridabad, BJP, right? Ghaziabad, BJP, right? Hissar, BJP, right? Gurgaon, Gurugram, BJP, right? Noida, BJP, right? Rohtak, BJP, right? Sonipat, BJP, right? Bhiwani, BJP, right? Meerut, BJP, right? I am saying, please, if Anand wants to escort Arvind Kejriwal to jail, please do that. What about the remaining chief ministers? What about the Honorable Prime Minister? The cause of us keeping quiet today in Delhi is PM. And by PM, I mean PM 10, PM 2.5. That's causing that, and the central government is responsible for having a coordination meeting. I'm asking you, Navika, how many coordination meetings between the states have been had? As much as the Prime Minister's press conference is zero. Delhi's pollution is because it's a landlocked city. Yes, there is pollution.
No, let me stop you right there, Tehseen Poonawalla. Have coordination meetings. How many opposition chief ministers come for these meetings? How many of them actually come and sit and cooperate to find a solution for the country? No, you'll have to carry the cross cause for that. More opposition chief ministers are making headlines for boycotting any coordination meeting or planning commission meeting, what have you. Tehseen Poonawalla.
Let me answer that. But please allow me to speak. I will answer that question. But first, what's happening on your show is bigoted comments and to avoid responsibility. Yes, the larger cause of pollution is the other causes as Mr. Jha and Dr. Ranganathan spoke about. But you have episodic pollution also. And to bring in other religions just to bring in bigotry is not fair. First of all, animal sacrifice is not limited to one religion. My wife, who's a practicing tantric Hindu, also sacrifices animal. Is she polluting? Please, stop being a bigot and think about kids. Now let's come to the question you raised.
Okay.
Maybe the chief ministers, maybe the chief ministers do boycott, maybe. So call the meeting and let them boycott, expose them. Maybe the chief ministers don't cooperate. But where is the central? One last point.
You think?
On your show, one last show. On your point, they were told Delhi's green covers come up, India's forest covers gone up. Can I tell you the fact? And Mr. Jha, please fact check me. The number of tree planted today is considered as forest cover. Actually, forests in India have gone down, including in Delhi. This is how this government manipulates data and has caused pollution. The cause of pollution
all
is
right.
PM.
All right.
PM
Congress
2.5
gets
PM
everything right, but it is only the BJP which is getting everything wrong. Is it bigoted?
Yeah.
Is it bigoted when Shehzad Poonawalla raises the question of cracker ban on Diwali? Rahul Ishwar.
Navika ji, just one submission. The point is, whenever a Hindu celebration comes, they always call for colorless Holi or waterless Holi, crackerless Diwali, soundless Navaratri. See, we all understand, the issue of pollution, and it is a beyond caste, religion or political issue. But whenever it comes to Hindu festivals, we feel, as a practicing Hindu, I feel it is being specially targeted. It is being pointed out that you people are the cause of all pollution. See, this is the wrong attitude of it. Yes, Diwali crackers might have been an issue. We can have green crackers on the better things. But the point is, always Hindu festivals are deemed wrong. It is it is unprogressive to celebrate this festival. It is not fashionable enough. You are not intellectuals enough. Kind of a narrative is being given. That is very unfortunate. Similarly, all faiths have such occasions. We need to balance our priorities. We need to balance our priorities with pollution. Yes, more importance needs to be given for a non-polluting atmosphere. At the same point of time, Hindus are being selectively targeted. I don't want to take the name of any other religion or festival, but we all know there are many other festivals with many other religions that also has similar ramifications to environment.
And that was the word used by Gopal Rai ji. Gopal Rai ji ने कहा कुछ areas targeted है. अरे भाई targeted for crackers, ये target कौन सा है?
नविका जी, जब तक इसे अलग अलग धर्मों में बांट करके और इसको भड़काने की कोशिश की जाएगी, कोई रास्ता नहीं दिखाई देगा इसमें. केंद्र सरकार की बड़ी जिम्मेवारी बनती है.
आनंद रंगनाथन,
ये क्या बात कर रही है? टारगेट किया जा रहा है, बात समझ में नहीं आ रही है. किसको समझ में नहीं आ रही है? आप दिल्ली में होते तो आपको पता चलता कि कितने परेशानियों से लोग जूझ रहे हैं रात के बाद से सुबह तक. सांस लेने में तकलीफ हो रही है साहब.
तो फिर पंजाब के पराली भी तो बंद करवा दीजिए.
उसके बारे में भी बात. दिल्ली जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्या कहा, आधी अधूरी बात होती है यहाँ पे. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने स्पष्ट रूप से कहा कि वहां पे जब धान की खेती होती है ज्यादातर, तो पराली की समस्या आएगी. आपको विकल्प की तरफ बढ़ना होगा, एमएसपी की तरफ बढ़ना होगा, दूसरे फसलों की तरफ, ताकि ये पराली की नौबत ही ना आए, उसे जलाने की जरूरत ही ना पड़े.
आनंद रंगनाथन, MSP, the minute you touch MSP, what will happen in this country? Please tell.
Yes, riots would be the beginning of it. But can I please strongly object to the language used by my good friend Tehseen for my brother Shehzad, calling him bigoted? Absolutely not. All he did was he wanted to bring in an equivalence that hypocrites never do. They only talk about Hindu festivals. They don't talk about festivals of other religions. So there was nothing bigoted about it. Of course, when you cull more animals, so many more on one single day, it leads to pollution of another kind. Yes, it does. That's why beef eating is considered now a no-go area in many Western countries, because it contributes to pollution. Now, number two, Navika, we can deliberate on this till cows come home. Unless or until a chief minister is packed off and sent to jail, nothing will happen. And I ask this again of my good friend Shehzad. Punjab contributes 20% now. Doctor, please. Punjab contributes 20%. Please, 1 second. Please.
Yogi Adityanath should go to jail. What about Bhagwant Mann, who's all the time taking his plane and taking Mr. Kejriwal from one state to another? Not one question on him, Akashdeep Puri. At least be fair.
Please, Navika, as I was saying, 20. Doctor, this is very unfair, very unlikely.
Okay, Anand, complete your point. Complete your point, Anand.
at least listen to me. Please, Dr. Saab, preempt mat kariye, please. You're not Congress, please. Now, Navika, 21% of Parali burning is contributed by Punjab. I want to ask Shehzad, there is one state that contributes more than Punjab in Parali burning. Can my good friend Shehzad name that state and tell me if that is BJP ruled or not? Yes or no?
Shehzad.
No, it is not BJP ruled state. Punjab contributes the most. And if you're see the incidents, you can tell me the exact incidents that have taken place in the last 20 days. There is no comparison.
UP that contributes more than Punjab.
No, it is not UP. It is not UP, sir. Please get your facts right. I am telling you there have been 31,000 odd incidents in North India. Out of that, 24,000 odd incidents are from Punjab.
I'm not talking about
UP and Haryana are nowhere close.
I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking of traditional.
We are talking in the present. You can talk about whenever you want. No, I'm talking about this year. I'm talking about this year, Anand. So I'm not wrong on facts. I respect you for your command on facts, but I am also Shehzad Poonawalla. I never get my facts wrong. Now let me complete, Anand. Now, please don't interrupt me. Couple of points I want to make. Here is one statement we should remember.
हैप्पी सीडर भी लेके आएंगे, क्रॉप डाइवर्सिफिकेशन की जरूरत है वो भी करेंगे, सारी चीजों के ऊपर काम अभी पैरेलली चल रहा है। अगले साल में तो अगला सीजन ही होगा, अगले सीजन में आपको ये तकलीफ होनी नहीं, लेकिन हम कोशिश,
अगले साल ये तकलीफ होनी नहीं चाहिए, पिछले साल बोला था। अब बताइए अगला साल तो आ गया भाई, पंजाब में पराली जल क्यों रही है इसका कोई जवाब नहीं। दूसरी बात मैं तहसीन पूनावाला से पूछना चाहता हूं कि क्या क्रैकरलेस दिवाली हिंदू करे, वाटरलेस होली हिंदू करे, और आपको एक बार मैंने बोल दिया एनिमल लेस आप एक त्योहार मना लो, या आप एक ट्री कटिंग लेस से एक त्योहार मना लो, तो नहीं ये तो बिगेटेड हो गया। क्यों भाई?
Are you saying that cutting trees
I'm
does not harm
completely
out of time. I'm completely out of time. The question tonight is only this: are we in a frame of mind to find solutions, or always is any issue in this country only going to be about politics? Because it is politics on religion, politics on pollution, politics on what's good for citizens. Everything is only about politics. The question is, when will there be accountability? Well, if it is not done by governments in states or the center, then the citizen will take making people accountable up to them. And that happens once every 5 years. So politicians beware, citizens are watching as life gets more and more complicated for them, despite them voting to the best of their conscience. We leave it at that, as this question continues to dog Delhiites and people in the national capital region. Will things get better? Well, we'll only have to pray to the gods, whichever religion you may belong to. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on debate number 1.